Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the JT Effect. I'm your host, John F. Thomas. And as you're all tuning in, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the Black Boss channel. Also, hit the notification bell if you haven't hit the notification bell, so that way you know that our videos are popping up when we go live like this. So we're about to dive into a very interesting topic. A friend of mine shared a video that I will be sharing with you guys. I won't be too long today, but before I get into that, let's go ahead and hit the intro. Again, hit the like button and leave a comment B1 if you are B1 before anything else. And we'll be right back after this.
Just share with me your thoughts. Don't be afraid to talk to me and show me who you are. I wanna know talk to me.
It's the J to your back. Nothing else can make you feel like that. It's the J to your back. Nothing else can make you feel like that.
Talk to me.
Again, hey, everybody, welcome back. This is the JT Effect. I'm your host, John F. Thomas, and we're going to be diving into something very important topic that I felt like has been really plaguing our community and our nation, the world as a whole. But we haven't really had too many real conversations about this, and really just holding people of our community and people at large, accountable for what's going on. And this is basically talking about the modern day minstrel show. Like, I'm not going to be touching on this for too long, but I just wanted to bring this to you. A friend of mine shared a video for me. And even before I get into all of that, for everybody that's tuning in, can you please hit the like button, subscribe to the Black Boss channel if you have not already. Subscribe to the Black Boss channel, hit the notification bell, or you can subscribe to the JT Effect. That's on YouTube and on Facebook as well. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Hey, what's going on, Gisette? I appreciate you tuning in. So yeah, we're gonna dive into this, and I'm glad to see you here. B1, back to you. Again, subscribe to the Black Boss channel if you haven't. So just go ahead and hop into what basically I was talking about. So a friend shared a video to me, and it was talking basically about, in particular, King Bach. It wasn't completely centered on King Bach. I don't know if y'all know of this guy. He is basically a Vine star. He started on Vine, and then he took off once, Vine did its thing. It introduced a few stars. He's been in a few movies, I think with a few of the maybe Marlon Wayans. He's been in just a lot of different movies, a lot of black movies recently. I'll show an image to you if you don't know who I'm talking about. Let me see. I'll share this picture for you here so you can see exactly who I'm talking about here. So this is King Bach. He's a funny guy. I'm not going to sit here and act like he doesn't have some good material. And but there is an underlying theme that this guy is pointing out, that King Bach has made fun of a lot of the stereotypes against black people, so and a lot of harmful stereotypes without really fleshing that stuff out. Like, for instance, he was mentioning that for the movie Fences, David goes onto the stereotypes, but he fleshes these characters out. But when it comes to King Bach's Vines and others like him that make fun of black stereotypes, and typically we tend to get mad when there is a white person, a white social media influencer who is making fun of black people. We get mad at that, but we don't necessarily get mad at those who are making fun of our own stereotypes and who are benefiting off of that. And outside of that, like, what is really King Bach doing in regards to the black community? Like, I don't know. This isn't necessarily a slam to King Bach, but this is a really good question. And actually, somebody pointed out he's not funny at all to them, and I can understand. I can see why. Like I said, maybe one or two things is funny, but going through all of his skits and videos, and not all of them are necessarily funny to me. And well, somebody, and they pointed out also as well, now looking at the Wayans brothers, they did a lot of harm too, getting wealthy in the process. True. They do. I mean, because there is a little bit of that, right? I mean, so there's a lot of people in our community, because in a sense, comedy, you make fun of a lot of people. Like comedy is one of the things where it's just like, you do stuff and it isn't. It's one of the things that's not really attacked that much because everybody is fair game, and I completely get that. I completely understand that. But at what point do we point out to people like in our community and we're just like, hey, like that's not cool what you're doing. You're attacking us, and you're laughing with white people in a sense against us, and we aren't benefiting off of that. It's more so it's becoming more harmful than it is helpful in that sense. So we have to really think about things like that. So for somebody like King Bach, it's just like, is what he's doing more harmful? Is it not that bad? And I don't know. You leave your comments in the section. I think that some of the stuff that he's done is a little harmful, because they are, he's benefiting off of these black stereotypes, and a large portion of his audience, as this guy mentions, is white. A large portion of that audience that is absorbing this is white. So we have to think about that is a problem. That's a conflict of interest in a sense. Like, who are you catering to? Like who, and are you regurgitating these racist ideologies that you're implementing into these people? And what's going on, LaShawn? I appreciate you checking in from the DMV. So you are waiting. So hopefully I have something interesting for you to watch while you wait. So again, for everybody that's tuning in, please feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the Black Boss channel if you haven't already, and share this video because a lot more people need to see this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the video. And actually, kudos to this guy. This is a white guy. Kudos to this guy who has talked about this, and hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm just going to share a little bit of this, but if outside of this, once we're done with this video, I want you guys to go watch what he has, because this is very important. He's touching on a lot of good stuff. So I'm just going to play a little bit of this.
Before we discuss that, I want to refresh your memory of what Bach's lines looked like. And by rewatching them, hopefully we can get some insight into why they were so popular.
My car dirty! I got you, bro! Hood car wash! Let's go! Clean, drop!
Within a couple of minutes of watching an hour-long King Bach compilation, a wave of nostalgia flows over you. It definitely resurrects those memories of your high school years, at least it does for me. But watching these vines as an adult is rather disillusioning. I forgot just how often his jokes relied on black stereotypes. In King Bach skits, black people are often portrayed as petty criminals, breaking into cars, burglarizing homes, running from the police, and at one point stealing watermelon and fried chicken from a KFC.
So,
at Red Rock,
let me stop there.
Burgers are delicious.
So, yeah, I just wanted to share. So that's really a lot of King Bach stuff. And before that, I wanted to get into there was a video that King Bach had to where there was this white guy throwing a football. His dad caught it, white dad. Then when King Bach showed up and he threw his football, I was, oh, catch that. And the ball just dropped, so, and I saw it and I was just like, oh man, yeah, that is problematic, because if you think about that, that is playing off of the stereotype that black people don't have fathers, like their father isn't there. And I get it, but also it is harmful in that sense to where it's just like, well, who are you? Like, why is that funny? And it's really the low hanging fruit, right? That's how a lot of these Vine and TikTok stars got their fame, because they are taking a lot of the low hanging fruit and making fun of it, and a lot to black people's expense. So not only just white people and all these other people, but black people as well. So somebody asked, so is he just acting black? No, I don't think he's that. He's just really pointing out a lot of the stereotypes and making fun of that. So that's how, but again, a large portion of his audience is white. So that is regurgitating that same ideas that a lot of white people already think about black people. So that's not really helping. And then they get the joke and laugh about, yeah, black people don't have their fathers aren't home and stuff like that. So I can see where that is an issue. So I used to watch his videos and I always wondered like why I didn't really like it as much as other people maybe like some of his stuff. But then after watching this guy, he really broke it down. And like again, I would suggest that everybody go and check out that video. He is really breaks it down and almost like a dissertation how he talks about it. And I'm gonna give you his name so that way everybody can watch and see what this guy's video is about, so you can break that down as well. Let me see. His name is, so I can share that with you all.
The Pinocchio.
It is Robert Tolpe. Robert Tolpe is his name. So go check him out. He has a really interesting breakdown of all of that. But I didn't want to just talk about King Bach. I wanted to talk about a lot of things, because it's not just King Bach. It's a lot of things outside of that. I see a lot of stuff, even with commercials. For instance, the most recent in the commercial lane is Popeye's chicken sandwich. You know, the people they're so happy, and they get all these black people to be so happy when they get this Popeye's chicken sandwich, and oh man, I just love this, man. Oh man, I can get 5 or 10 of these. And then we go from not only this to the other guy, and I'll share that one. And this is probably the most offensive to me when it comes to like commercials in this sense, where this guy is saying, I'm not going to share that video, but tell me how many of you guys remember this commercial, right? When the guy goes and he gets his Popeyes bag, and he's so happy. He's just so excited because he got his Popeyes bag. Oh, baby, I love Popeye. He's just singing. And he just so, and it just reminds me of just this is a minstrel show in modern format. This is a minstrel show. So not just King Bach, not with Divine. As I said, I don't want to just pin him down, because there's a lot of other up and coming social influencers who are just poking fun at black stereotypes. And that is in fact harmful to the black community, because their main audience is white people. But also with this, we're not the only ones watching this. So not only is this harmful for us, because like, hey, you should just sing and eat chicken sandwiches and then go vote. You know, so we have stuff like this, but then white people watch this too, and this just regurgitates the information. So that just goes to show us that we don't control our media. So what if there was a commercial where you had like a Jewish person and they were making fun of this Jewish person with money? You know, he was saying, oh, I keep all my money. Oh, I'm stingy, as you know, whatever. Like that's a harmful stereotype to them. But you would never see anything like that. You would never see. Or if you see an Asian person where they're just eating rice or they, you know, egg rolls or whatever the stereotype. Oh, for instance, like, okay, dogs and cats, like they singing about, I'm about to make me some chicken out of dogs and cats or something like that. They would never put a video out like that, you know, or whatever. You can just go down a list of all the harmful stereotypes. But why, for black people, is it modern day minstrels? Still to this day, it's more subtle. It's not white people necessarily dressing up as us, but they just have the black people doing it. Because that way you can't, if it's a black person doing it, just like King Bach, how not many people have called out King Bach because he's black. But if he was white, oh, it definitely would have been a problem. You know, some of the stuff that he's done. So if they put a black face on it, they just update it. We're just updating and polish it a little bit, and we'll trick you into still accepting and absorbing that information like that. And again, so let me, before I keep continuing, everybody that's tuning in, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the Black Boss channel if you haven't already, and share this video so that more people can see it. So this is really interesting. So it's just an updated format. It's just like how we have the privatized prisons. That isn't the new slavery, because we can't just we can't make black people slaves anymore. We have to update it. We gotta improve on it. How do we do that? We arrest them for weed. We arrest them for petty crimes. We just arrest them for being black. We arrest them for breathing. We arrest them for just walking down the street, minding their own business. We arrest them for being in the wrong neighborhood, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get them in the prisons, and then you get them to, so now you're making money off of how many people you have in the prisons, and then you get very cheap to free labor in those prisons that, you know, Apple and all these other big corporations are making money off of this prison labor. And so they don't have to pay anything for that. And we're just making all of these white companies and families more wealthy. It's just modern day slavery. So in a sense, we think that minstrel shows now, if you put an actual minstrel show up, or somebody does a minstrel show now of what we know about it in the past, of course it's a problem. Of course people are gonna be like, oh man, take that off. That's horrible. Same thing like if you an actor, like a white person just went and caught some black people and had them working in their field and wasn't paying them. Of course we wouldn't have that. No, we can't have that. That's slavery, because that's a slavery that we know about that is offensive, but we don't know how it's been updated and has been improved and has been polished and turned into look like something else, to where it's acceptable in a sense, but we just don't know that it's modern day slavery. Same thing like with the minstrel shows, what we had back then. You just have white people doing it. There were some black people, putting on there too, the blackface and doing that. But some people say, oh man, well, they were making money. And I think about talking to some people now, where I talk about some of these black artists, because when I try to hold some of our celebrities or just some of our people accountable, we have some of us rushing to the defense. Oh man, well, what are they supposed to, man? Well, they got to make money. They got to do this. They got to do that. Well, hell, how are we ever going to improve? How are we ever going to change the narrative? How are we ever going to empower ourselves if we can't hold people accountable? You have to start holding people accountable. You have to start holding yourselves and people in your own community accountable. You just can't let all this stuff slide and just say, oh, well, man, they're just trying to make money. They're just trying to do their thing. No, that's not what that. It's not what that is. It's not okay. Even you have somebody like, I'll go ahead and share this. Let me see if any of you guys recognize this person. I've always had a problem with this person ever since they kind of first came out and I've seen them on the scene. Aquafina. Aquafina is a person that has taken advantage of the black stereotypes in the black community, and as a joke, and has just taken off. Actually has been doing pretty well. She was in the movie Crazy Rich Asians, and her career has just blossomed. She has her own show on Comedy Central now, where she's employing people of her own community. That's a beautiful thing. But guess how she got there? By stepping on black people's faces. By stepping on their faces, by doing basically a minstrel show of what to everybody else black people are like, doing these harmful stereotypes and not giving anything back to the black community, not giving anything back to us. But yet she can do that, and that's okay, and that she can take advantage of the black community, and it's a modern day minstrel show. It's a modern day minstrel show. She was in a commercial with I think 2 Chainz, where they were just sitting there talking, getting the nails done, and just in a sense acting ignorant. But modern day minstrel show. Migos, when they were riding around, I think Dr. Boyce Watson was talking about this before. They were riding around on a little tricycle. Yeah, like grown men on tricycles. What? Modern day minstrel show. Because that is showcasing stereotypes that black men are kind of ignorant, they're childish, they don't know how to behave themselves, they don't know how to act, they don't know how to go about, and they are capitalizing off of all of this. They're pushing out this stereotype, so that continues this racial stereotype that they have of black people. Black people aren't taken seriously, and our celebrities, the people that they position up as the celebrities, and the black people that they pay, because we're not holding them accountable, because they're out there, oh, okay, man, you out there trying to make money, man. Well, you can't put all this on this person's shoulders, but this person is making money off of our pain. So that's okay. So let this person step on my face just because, hey man, he trying to make bread, man. What else he supposed to do? Why is he responsible for all that? You have a responsibility. People who are absorbing your content, absorbing what you're putting out. Yes, you may. Same thing with like Cardi B with WAP. A lot of people will argue that, oh, well, that's not for kids. It's not made for kids. But guess how many kids are listening to her music? Even though that's not her intended audience. But the record label who is putting her stuff out there, that is their intended audience. Because yeah, the kids gonna listen to it. We know the kids gonna listen to it. So the record label doesn't care. And then the same person, well, why don't you go with the record label? Why can't I go at both of them? Cardi B can easily say, hey, no, I don't want this out here when I know that my intended audience is adults, but you are going to push this to the kids. So either we need to work out a new deal to where you are making sure that this gets pushed out to adults, or I'm not cool with doing this at all. We have to start taking accountability for our own actions, and we have to start holding people accountable and not just allowing them just to kind of like do whatever, or hey man, they out there just making money. Why you hating them? No, that's not. We are hurting. The Black community is hurting in more ways than one when we're not holding people accountable. It's not just white people too. So that has to be said. It's not just white people. It's our own people. Some Black people too. Some Black people in positions that we allow to go out and do and say whatever. That's hurting the Black community. That's hurting us from empowering ourselves. That's hurting us from getting respect for ourselves, because either we're out there begging or we're out there singing to chicken on commercials like this guy here. I'll pop the picture back up. We over there singing about chicken, and I'm surprised we haven't had a commercial where they're probably singing about watermelon. When there's probably gonna be a watermelon drink product, because they can't just do watermelon, right? Probably a watermelon drink product, a watermelon flavored something, and it's probably gonna have a Black face to push it out. And because it's a Black person, it's not, why it's like, oh, okay, it's cool because the Black person does, or maybe they get one of the rappers to go and promote the product. And hey man, yeah, this got the THC in it, watermelon flavored THC product. So that's modern day minstrelsy being pushed out to the public, and also again, that's harming the Black community. So, at what point are we really going to start holding these people accountable? Hey, how's it going, Alicia? How you doing? So, just wanted to post up. So Tania asked, when do any Asians ever give back to us? We need to run their businesses out of our neighborhoods. They've made enough money in 50 decades. And that's true. I agree. I've never really seen any Asian celebrity or anybody just say, hey, you know what, man, Black people, well, I've seen some, but they were like overseas. But none here in America, I feel, where it counts and where it matters. Like Aquafina. I haven't heard Aquafina come out and say, I owe my whole career to the Black community, because even though it was a harmful stereotype, I was able to benefit off of that. And thank you. Not to say we need any kind of kudos, not to say that's going to do anything, but I mean, it's an entire messed up thing. Like, these people need to be canceled. Like, no, you can't do that. No, that's not okay. No, we're not going to support you. If you are, same thing like Tania said, if you're going to be in our community, if you're not giving back to our community, you have to go. You need to leave. And any people like this gentleman here, I know you out there just getting your check. I understand you were just trying to, if it wasn't going to be you, it was going to be somebody else. I completely understand that. But this is harmful. It's a harmful stereotype. You didn't have to do that. But again, I understand. If it wasn't his picture that I put in, it would have been somebody else's picture, because some other Black person would have been in this spot, and I would be talking about this Black person. So these are the things we have to start taking control over our media, our own Black-owned media, like this here, or like Kev on Stage. How I think he has. I more so follow Kev on Stage than King Bach, because at least he doesn't have too harm. I mean, like he pokes fun at us, but it's the audience is us. It's not to white people. It's not. He's not selling us out to white people. Not that I know of. Y'all can comment whatever and maybe enlighten me in the comments. I don't know, but we need to start having more Black-owned media, and we need to support Black-owned media. So, for instance, like now, I guess a good segue. If you haven't subscribed, or if you haven't followed us, please hit that subscribe to the Black Boss channel. I popped it back up. Subscribe to the Black Boss channel so we can support more Black media, so we can have more control over our narrative. Us having people like Aquafina, who makes fun of the Black stereotype and becomes a caricature of that, goes out there, makes money, and doesn't give back. But then, just like in the other video I mentioned, but then you say, oh, well, Black people, y'all need to speak up about us. And it's just like, well, this is one of the things why we had the person that Tania that commented earlier. This is a problem that we see. We can't ignore that. We can't ignore that. And when you do stuff like that, and then you come back and you say, oh, hey, we need your help, just to ultimately desert us in the future. So it's a lot of these. I just wanted to bring that up. I'm fired up. Hey, Tonya, B1, back to you. I appreciate you tuning in. This is really disgusting. And I said, not just for King Bach, not just for Aquafina, and not just for it's all across commercials, movies, TV shows, modern day minstrel shows that are occurring in front of our eyes that a lot of us aren't really paying attention to. When you're seeing stuff, and we need to start calling this out. We need to start owning more of our own Black media, owning and being in control of our narrative, to where it's like, no, you're not going to come on this platform. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. Do just like how the Jewish community does. We need to just take control over our narrative again. Say, hey, no, you're not going to do this. We are shutting this down. That is a no. No, you're not doing that. You better come correct, come with some respect. And I don't care what any liberal Democrats, Black people are trying to say, oh, well, that's just empowering. If I want to go out and sing about chicken, that's empowering to me. No, shut up. That's stupid. Shut up. You're out there making a fool of yourself just so you can feel like I'm equal enough to where I can do that and expect white people to still give you respect, because in a perfect world they should give you respect, but we don't live in a perfect world. You have to play smart. You have to play it smart. This is a chess game, and we're losing. We're losing. But I'm not saying that we're losing like we were before. We're still winning, because all people like you that are listening in, we are becoming smarter. We're waking up. We're recognizing these things that are occurring, and just keep learning, keep growing, and keep calling out. Calling truth to power. That truth to the people don't like the truth, but we have to speak it, and we need more platforms like this, people like Dr. Boyce, and etc. on down the line, to speak truth to power, because people don't like that, and they're not ever going to have us on their platforms in their sense saying things like this. So we need people like you to help build up this platform, and to also call these people out, call them out, to say, hey, this is not okay. We're not fine with this. And no matter what the progressive, liberal Black people try to say, well, I should be able to twerk on Martin Luther King Day. Stop it. This is a minstrel show. Another modern day minstrels. It got a black face on it. So, it's okay. No, it's never okay. It was never all right. It was never fine. But all of that being said, I appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks for checking in on this. Again, hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, share this video so that more people can see it. This is a very important topic that I feel like we definitely need to talk about, and we need to talk more about it, because it's a problem. It's an issue. Again, if you want to support Black media, I have another way where you can do that. You can also, if you want to give to this platform, you can. If you want to patronize to the JT Effect, you can definitely do that here. If you give a $1, $5, or $10, you can go to anchor.fm/JT effect. /JT Effect /support. Again, that's anchor.fm/JT Effect /support. And I'd appreciate that if you want to give even more than that. I remember somebody saying, oh, $10. Can I give more than $10? Yes, you can. You can do that at PayPal, right there at that link, paypal.me/ThomasHarryVisions, or you can Cash App the $, Thomas Harry Visions. And I can definitely take that and be able to market this out there more, and be able to start getting, just do more with this channel. That because, like I said, they're going to minimize as much as they can for this message to get out there. They don't want people to know about this. They don't want people to think for themselves and critically think. They want us to still put on these modern day minstrel shows. And that's not what this platform is about. I come on here to challenge you to think, just to think about what we're absorbing, what we're seeing, and challenge it and call it out. Like, no, that's not okay. Don't just go along with whatever they want us to go along with. Like, that's not fine. That's not okay. Challenge and think for yourselves. Don't let MSNBC and Fox and all of them tell you what to think. You think for yourself. Challenge even what I'm saying. You can challenge what I'm saying here too. So again, hey, I appreciate that. Appreciate you listening and tuning in. Everybody that's tuning in, I appreciate you all. Hope you have a great rest of the day. I love you. I'll see you here in a few days, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend.